sellers to sell? Okay, so get out a pencil and paper. Get out a pencil and paper. So I was spending some time this weekend, just a side note on that. After I got home, we got home at about 11 o'clock at night, and I could not move. I mean, we were walking from 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, back and forth, just trying to meet people and doing all that kind of stuff. So by the time I got to the sales meeting to actually sit down and work on it, it was actually about 11 o'clock the next morning. So getting up early just didn't happen. But I was thinking, as I'm looking at all the agents, and I'm thinking back at the year, and we're working on actually running through the finish line, I wrote down just some things that I thought are challenges that we need to kind of think about, both there's still a few days left. There's still time to generate listing or a sale. There's still time to do that. So I wrote down 3 challenges to helping you, maintain and build your businesses. So the first thought is getting your ego out of the way. The first thought was getting your ego out of the way. The second thought was our inability to change our behavior. We're always doing what we're always doing, but in this business, we have to slightly change our behavior. And then the third point is lack of commitment. If the going gets tough, and sometimes it will, some of us actually just then, what? Quit. So those are the 3 challenges: getting our ego out of the way, inability to change our behavior, and the lack of commitment. So I wrote down here, you either have excuses or you have results. The two never seem to come together. You either have excuses or you have results. What do you want out of this business? What do we want to try to get? Okay? So what I was referring to there is that in this business, people I hang out with are a direct reflection of me. People I hang out with are a direct reflection of me. We're either going to do business together and get along well, or we're not. And I wrote down here, if you want to see who I am, look at the people I spend time with. You too. Who do you spend time with? That'll show you the person you are. The person, we talk about not having as parents, some of us that are parents or grandparents, we're always watching who our children hang out with. Who are they spending time with? And we want to make sure that they're spending time with good people of good character, people with good values. And when they're not, what do we ask them to do? Sometimes not nicely either, right? If I ever see you with Johnny again, I'm going to cut your nose off, right? You can't do that. You get crazy because you know that person is not a good influence on your children. Well, the same rule applies for us. It's the people we hang out with. In large parts, one of the large reasons I believe that agents join and stay with our company, because we're people with similar values, similar work ethic, and similar characteristics that we work with. And they work for you and they work for us. Very important thought. So if you want to see who I am, look at the people I spend time with. I wrote down here, we need a high level of business maturity before we can do a high level of business. Think about that thought. We need a high level of business maturity before we can do a high level of business. Now, what does that mean? It means we need to get our tush in gear. It means that it's not the market that we need to pay attention to, it's in fact our activities. So when I talk about business maturity, I'm really referring to the activities that we've committed to do. Mature people make a commitment and follow through on that commitment, correct? Right. Yes or no?
Yes.
Immature people say they're going to do something and then they don't usually follow through on it, right? I mean, that's we watch our children, and we can see the same thing. The more mature they are, the more they're growing up, the more they get the program, the more they work on their schoolwork, the more they dedicate their time to their studies, and they grow from there, whether it's their studies or whether it's athletics in school, the social aspect of it. We have kids that aren't that mature, and they spend a lot of time in the social butterfly aspects of it, and they're not over here in the activities that are going to gain them money. So we need to have a high level of business maturity before we do a high level of business. Now, business maturity, does that also mean that you have to watch the money that you spend? Does it mean that you also have to, if you've committed to do a certain amount of prospecting or a certain amount of role play or a certain amount of learning, that you actually do it? That's business. Do you guys get what I'm talking about here? Yes. Okay, good. All right. I wrote down here, our market does not depend on market conditions. It depends on us and our ability to take action. 40 years I've been doing this. 40 years. I've been in this market, I've been in this market, I've been in this market, I've been in that market. I've been in this foreclosure market, I've been in a non-foreclosure market. I've been in a 20% interest rate market, and we've been in a, 3% interest rate market, 2.5% interest. 40 years, I've seen it all. Now, we know there are real estate brokers and real estate agents that different markets have taken out different people, right? We've seen people excel in one market, only as the market changes, they didn't change, and then their business went down and the market stayed or went into a different direction. So what we're talking about, the market doesn't our market, what we do, what we accomplish, doesn't depend on market conditions. It depends on us and our ability to take action. And that's what we need to do going into the last few days of 2015 and what we're going to do in 2016. Hey, perfect example. How many less agents, percentage-wise, are working in the marketplace today that were here working in the marketplace in October?
About 75%, right?
75% less. More. So 25% less or 75%?
25% are working.
25% are working right now. So the market is perceived to be somewhat down, which is in large part why some people aren't working. You guys get me? They perceive there's no business out there. Yet, you guys created today, 12 leads and appointments. Okay? Based on your definition of a lead of an appointment, not mine. Whatever you think it is, you said that's an opportunity. That's an opportunity I'm going to follow up on. And you did that last Thursday, and you did that last Wednesday, and you did that last Tuesday. And it didn't depend on what's going on in the market. Because the market arguably isn't that good. Now to us, we look at it and we say it's what? Good. It's great. Yeah. A lot of opportunity. Yet someone else is looking at it not so much. I was driving in this morning and I'm thinking to myself, why don't real estate agents work during this period of time? Can you guys help me?
Because they think everybody's off, the kids are off, nobody's doing anything.
So partially they think that people aren't interested in buying and selling houses. And they're right, to some degree, some people aren't, right? We run into them every day. Okay?
They're their own boss.
They're their own boss, so therefore, even though they should be working, they don't. Here's what the part that was making me nuts. If they worked for Nordstrom's, would they have to be working today? It's all hands on deck at retail right now. You used to work retail. Everybody was out working the last 2-3 weeks of the year. If you've ever worked retail, you were there from 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Every single day. All hands on deck. Right? Why not our business? Write this down, and we have to get this. Because we have options. Because we think we have options, better said. Because we think we have options. I wrote down here, agents do not hit their money goals. Agents who don't hit their money goals also don't hit their contact goals. Did you guys know that? Hello? Yes. Did you know that if you don't hit your contact goals, we can look at it, in fact, we're doing the research right now in every single agent in the company. First of all, we find that the agents that keep track of their numbers have a higher chance of hitting their goals. But the ones that didn't hit their contact goals had a higher chance of not hitting their goals because they didn't hit the contact goals either. It's twofold. You got to keep track of the numbers on a regular basis and get them in the system, and then you got to make sure you're hitting your contact goals. So, next point. Huge, taking into the last week and going into next year. We must remove this thought from our mind. Okay? Have a lobotomy. Here's the thought. I can take a non-motivated prospect and through long-term follow-up make them motivated. I will say it again. Because I'm a great salesperson, okay? You, because I don't believe this anymore. I can take a non-motivated prospect and through long-term follow-up make them motivated. But you're doing this, but you do that sometimes. You take somebody and you figure, well, they kind of indicated they might want to buy or sell a house now or in the near future. Well, they're not really very motivated, but if I put them in my lead follow-up and I talk to them every week or every couple weeks, maybe I can motivate them to do a deal. Okay? You got to stop doing that. Stop doing that. I wrote down here, this is stupid. I wrote down, people usually don't regret the things they've done. They regret the things they have not done. Okay, we're at the end of the year. We have 1 week left to go. In January of 2015, in 2015, a lot of us wrote down a goal that we were going to work 240 work days for the year. Okay? Everybody, you guys remember that? Hello? Yep. You're going to have a chance in the next 2 weeks to do that again. Isn't that great? Most people didn't hit that goal. And today, let me ask you a question. Do you kind of regret it? Do you kind of regret not doing what you said you were going to do? See, people usually don't regret the things they've done. They regret the things they haven't done. That's one of the things we didn't do. Okay? Previewing property. The whole year's gone. We're done with the year. The goal was 25 properties a week, 5 a day, for 40 weeks. Okay? Not 52 weeks, 40 weeks. That would have been how many properties at the end of the year? 1,000 properties. Now let me ask you a question. If you would have previewed 1,000 properties over the last 12 months, do you think you would be a stronger agent or a weaker agent? Stronger agent. No question about it. Any regrets?
Oh, yeah.
Regrets. I didn't do it. See what I'm saying? Get the point here? I wrote down here, Where you came from does not dictate where you're going. Wherever you came from, whatever your background is, does not have to dictate where you're going. Prime example, no college education, at a time when arguably a college education was the bare minimum for entrance into the world, the working world, okay? Some kind of college education. No family money, and I was born and raised in Pico Rivera. Not that that's bad, not that it's good, it just wasn't Beverly Hills. It didn't have all the opportunities and trappings of San Marino or Beverly Hills or Pasadena or South Pasadena or some of those great cities, right? And yet, it didn't really hold me back too much, did it? Think about it. There's really nothing special, in my opinion, about special people, except that special people, those people, tend to take action more often than others. That's my secret, is that I take action. I was talking with Mike Ferry earlier today on our coaching call, and we were talking about the 5 different things that we need to work on. And one of the things he suggested, he was talking to 5 of us that he coaches, 5 brokers, and he wanted to make sure that the brokers set the example for the team. The way they dress, the time they work. You know, if I get up here and I say run through the finish line, and I'm calling you from Acapulco, what message does that send you? Right? What message? Yeah, you're doing a great job, you guys. It's really cool. Oh, good. Go, 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 go. No, I'm right here in the trenches with you, each and every one of you, still holding classes, still doing what needs to be done, focused on your benefit, the thing that you need to do to get to the next level. Working on scripts, working on things, having coaching calls, having training classes, working with the staff, working with the coaches to work with you. Where are my competitors? Interesting, huh? Very interesting. So it was there. Think about that. So I'm that leader for you. Are you that leader for your people? How do your clients perceive you? I'm not talking 24/7. You know I don't work 24/7. You know that, okay? I work in the business 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday in the business doing this, and on Friday I work on the business, okay? I'm working, planning, doing, deciding, working on leases, looking at growth, talking about different scripts and things like that. You guys could do the same thing. And then on Sunday morning, for anywhere from 2 to 4 hours, I'm planning the following week. I'm planning the business meeting. I'm planning, all this was from basically 11 to 2 yesterday. That kind of stuff. By the way, are you guys getting your 7 o'clock in the morning phone calls?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we love that.
Well, thank you, and I appreciate that. But the point is, it's helping a little bit. It's a little bit. That's what this is all about. Where you came from doesn't dictate where you're going. Where you came from doesn't dictate where you're going. I wrote down here, stop fighting the program. Stop fighting the program. I say this all the time. If you did a 5-5-10, just that portion of what we teach, okay? If you did a 5-5-10 and worked on your scripts and dialogues on a daily basis and put in what I call a great 8 every day, 240 days, not 365, 240 days. So you previewed 5 properties, you went and see 5 expireds, you worked on your scripts and dialogues, and you door knocked 10 around that property. So you did it for 240 days. Could you have a pretty decent year?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes.
You'd have a phenomenal year. Stop fighting the program. Stop fighting it. Next thought. And this is how we have to go to the balance of this year and into the first quarter of next year. We must be relentless. That's my message to you. That's my work ethic to you. That's my getting up every day and doing my job to help you. I am relentless in my passion to help you. And you need to turn around and be as relentless and to the passion of your business. I wrote down here, we must work on forgetting our past failures. We must work on forgetting our past failures and develop 100% belief in yourself. I don't know the last time I did this, but my dad, probably 30 years ago, I have to sit down and figure this out, had given me a copy of this. It was about failing. And it was, don't be afraid to fail. I carry this with me every day. It's in my wallet every day, everywhere I go. Don't be afraid to fail. You failed many times, although you don't remember. You fell down the first time you tried to walk. You almost drowned the first time you tried to swim. Did you hit the ball the first time you swung a bat? Heavy hitters, the ones who hit the most home runs, also strike out a lot. R.H. Macy failed 7 times before his store in New York City caught on. And English novelist John Kiersey got 753 rejection slips before he published 564 books. Babe Ruth struck out 1,330 times, but he also hit 1,714 home runs. Don't worry about failure. Worry about the chances you lose when you don't even try. Get with the program. I wrote down here, develop 100% belief in yourself. Are there days where you don't believe in yourself? Hello?
Yes.
Call me. I'll give you the reasons why you should believe in yourself. Okay? Anytime you're down and you're out and you don't think you should do something, give me a call on it. I wrote down here, how do we do that? By developing a positive support group around you. You know, one of the things that I've asked a few of you to do recently, you could write this down, is when you don't feel good about yourself, write down the things that you're grateful for. What are you grateful for? You know, we're grateful for our health. We're grateful for our eyesight. Sometimes we take those things for granted. We're grateful for our elbow. Could you imagine if we didn't have an elbow? Serious, crazy. Couldn't have the coffee. It's weird. We take certain things for granted that we have that we need to be grateful for. One of the exercises that I ask the kids to do occasionally is tape your thumb to your hand. Tape your thumb, a couple of strips of tape on your thumb, and for 2 hours function without the use of your thumb. You can't pick up a cup. I couldn't pick up a coffee cup, hardly would be able to do that. Think about that. The thumb has so many uses, the thought to be grateful for that. So there's things to be grateful for that, you know, here we're beating ourselves up. I didn't get the listing. Okay? Well, I really didn't practice. I really don't know my scripts and dialogues. Okay? I don't know what to say and how to say it. But I'm mad at myself for not getting the listing. Stop beating yourselves up on that. Work on it a different way. I wrote down here, always be talking to people who are more successful than you are. Successful people love to talk about themselves. Ask them how they did it. Successful people love to talk about themselves. Ask them how they did it. I wrote down here, it's clear to me your mindset controls your destiny. It all starts and ends with me. You, ladies and gentlemen, are what people are buying. It's your energy they're buying. You don't come to this company because I'm just... What do you think about today? We should really get out there, give it the old college try. We could get a listing, don't you think? Maybe two. Anybody got any listings? Do you get what I'm talking about? Or do you come because there's energy, there's excitement, there's enthusiasm, there's education, there's training. Even when you're down, we pump you up. It's our job. It's the thing that you come to us for, and it's what we go back to you for. Your clients are looking for the same thing. If you don't think you can sell their home, are they going to hire you?
Nope.
Come on. You have to have the energy. You have to have the excitement. You have to have the enthusiasm. I can get that home sold, and I can get it sold in a reasonable period of time. Give me the chance to do it. Give me the opportunity to be helpful. But got to come across that way. It starts and ends with me. You are what people are buying. If you do what others won't do for 10 years, you can have what others can't for the rest of your life. Now let's get out there and make this last week pay off big. Have a fabulous day. Thank you very much.